What up? What up? I'm back because we black. Oh yeah, we black. Okay. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Just making sure everything is Gucci. Want to make sure my sound is right. Audio is good. I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm doing all right. Bet. What's going on? What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your man CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again back. Another video. Another show.
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone. But you can live pretty well by yourself. I tell you, instead of feeling alone in a group, it's better to have real solitude all by yourself.
Okay. Let me see. Why is it not playing?
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone. But you can live pretty well by yourself.
I had to get the music right. Y'all forgive me. I'm back. All right, I think I got it together. What's going on, everybody? Shout out to DD Unlimited, moderating as usual. Appreciate it. Shout out to Jules Smith. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and check.
They say humans are social animals.
All right, I think I'm good now.
But you can live pretty well by yourself.
I think I'm straight. I think I'm good, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, it's been a long day. Ran some errands today. Now I'm here with y'all. I am here with y'all, and we about to make this thing do what it do. We got a good show for y'all this evening. Oh, where do we begin? We got so much to talk about. So buckle up, have a good time, and we're gonna just chop up game. I'm gonna drop the link. So if anybody want to come chop up game, they are more than welcome to do so. I'm gonna actually send the link to Nurse Roxy because she said she was gonna pull up this evening. So give me 1 second and then we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. All right. So let me just send this and then we'll be on and pop. Jewel said, "You making some flashcards for school? I needed this live." Yes, yes, you did, and I'm happy that you are doing your thing and making some lives for school. I'm very happy. Shout out to T Hall in the building. Shout out to everybody who is watching live. We're gonna have a good show for y'all this evening. My day was good. Slept in last night. Spent the day with my lady. We took care of some business and then ate dinner. Now we here. Now I'm here chopping it up with y'all. Y'all make sure y'all get them likes up. And we gonna go ahead and do our thing. Let's get into it. Shout out to Jewel doing her thing in Skizzle. All right. First thing I want to get into tonight before we get into the main topics of the evening, I want to talk to, speaking of, since Jewel is here, Jewel is in school, she's doing her thing. Now, Jewel, I don't know what your marriage situation is like. Shout out to Nina here in the building. I don't know what your marriage situation thing is like. I don't know your relationship status. Any of the ladies, I'm not really familiar with y'all relationship statuses, but I want to let y'all shout out to Queen Butterfly. The ladies is pulling up tonight. Shout out to y'all in the building. Appreciate it. I'm so glad y'all here because y'all can help me with this particular topic, right? And it's only going to be a mini subtopic of the show, but I want to show y'all something, ladies. When y'all get into nursing and y'all become nurses, I want to show y'all what could potentially happen if you get with the wrong person. Shout out to Miss Naomi in the building. The ladies is up in here heavy. Shout out to E Black in the building. Um, it's gonna be a good show, y'all. It's gonna be a good show, y'all. We finna rock out. Y'all stick around. It's gonna be a good one. I want to show y'all this real quick. Let me see. Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. I had it. Man, y'all would have been so proud of me. I had everything queued up, but it done disappeared on a player. Hold on. And it wasn't my fault. It done disappeared on a player, but it wasn't my fault. But that's all right. Oh, here it is right here. So let me go ahead and queue it up. Let me go ahead and queue this up. Now, ladies, I want to warn y'all what can happen when y'all become nurses and y'all may have a husband who ain't ish. Or you may have a husband, or you may be out here choosing, you single, you may run up on a guy, and this could potentially happen to you. This is a nurse, ladies and gentlemen, and she is very unhappy with what she sees. I'm trying to see if I can
come home after 13.
but I don't think it will. I don't think I can with
Okay, let me
shorts. Wait a second.
I come home after 13 hours.
So this is titled "Lazy Husband Does Nothing in a Marriage."
Let me get that for you.
Hold on.
I come home after a 13-hour shift. And this
Look, scrubs on, hair everywhere, edges all out of place. She looked pretty upset.
I come home after 13.
Okay,
Look, see, I hate it when it's just.
I come home after a 13-hour.
Hold on. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Let me make sure y'all can see it. Y'all should be able to see it. Because you can't blow up the screen with the shorts. So y'all just have to rock with me from here.
I come home after a 13-hour shift.
Okay, let me get that for you.
Oh my God, yo.
I come home after a 13-hour shift. And this is what my kitchen looks like.
Look at her kitchen. Look at her kitchen. Look at her kitchen. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see that? Kitchen look gross. Disgusting. But ladies, you become the bag. You are the bag now. You the nurse. You done passed the NCLEX. You the bag. You might be with a guy that say you the bag now. This is 2023. Equal roles. This is what we want. Right? She come home, 13-hour shift, scrubs all messed up, hair jacked up, edges look crazy. She tired. She tired. All right?
And my unemployed husband,
Woo!
where we have one child who's at school from
unemployed husband. He ain't even working. Now, we don't know why he may not be working. Unemployed. No, this is not a skit, ma'am. This is very real. Yeah, it's very real. She said, yes, Jules, ghetto with a capital G. Jules said, I'm 26, very much single. The dating scene is ghetto. Shout out to she's driving home. But yeah, unemployed husband. Jesus. Hold on. We gonna play it.
9 until 5.
Mm-hmm.
Just decided to drink.
Ooh, look at that hair. You know she had a rough day. She gotta work in the ICU. Maybe
8 beers, just chilling at home by himself. I am. Side note, these dishes, they've been in there for 2 days. I come home after a 13-hour shift, and this is what my kitchen looks like. And my unemployed husband, where we have one child who's at school from 9 until 5, just decided to drink 8 beers, just chilling at home by himself.
Yes,
I am. Side note, these dishes, they've been in there for 2 days.
Okay. The dishes have been in there for 2 days, ladies and gentlemen. So, ladies, what are you going to do in that situation? Y'all nurses, Jewel, I know you said you're single, but let's just say you decide to, get with a guy. Naomi, Nina, you get with a guy, you working 13, and for some reason he happens to be unemployed. We don't know why he's unemployed. It could be anything. It could be a number of things for this man to be unemployed. He could have got laid off. He could have gotten fired, could have got into it with somebody at his job. Anything. It could have been anything. You dig what I'm saying? So you come home and your house is a mess. Your daughter's at school and he done drunk 8 beers all day for 13 hours. What are y'all going to do? Because this might be what you have to look forward to when you're a nurse, ladies. I'm just keeping it gangster with you. I'm just saying, like, they say she better off getting a maid. Whew. And dish that lazy amen. Oh, okay. Nina says, I got divorced. Hold on. Okay. I got divorced. Lord. Dee say, Daddy got to have a life too. Look at her trolling. Oh, shout out to Rational Irrationality with the $4.99 super chat. Say, hey, she should, hold on. Let me blow this up. Said, let me see. This thing right. Hey, she should speak with him instead of posting ish online. Mel Acute Care NP here. Shout out to y'all. And y'all, it's taking me a minute because my screen jacked up. I tried to do it on a different computer. It didn't work. So my GF is a nurse as well, and she knows not to post crap online. I feel you, bro. I feel you. But here's the thing. You employed. You are employed. But I appreciate you with the super chat. Thank you. Have a serious conversation on what's going on with him and give him one more chance to get himself together. And if it continues, it's deuces. So y'all willing to throw away a marriage over dishes? Is that what y'all telling me, ladies? See what happened when y'all get y'all own paper? Y'all ain't putting up with no nonsense. So y'all telling me, you come home after a 13-hour shift, you working hard. People done probably died on you. Your CNAs and gave you some attitude. You dig what I'm saying? Your fat DON who ain't got a life. She upset with you because you the cute one at the job and everything like that. You come home, you want to just chill. You want to relax. You want to watch your TV shows, have a sip of wine, and yet the dishes ain't done. And he's sitting there picking lint out his belly button. Okay? And you say that's the last straw. You gonna throw a marriage away over that? Is that what I'm hearing, ladies? Say it ain't so. I thought it was for better or for worse. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. I don't have homegirl patience. Got out unscathed. Nina quickly said it's deeper than that. Swiftly and professionally. Expeditiously, huh? Lord have mercy. Him being lazy. I know you wouldn't live like that because you know a man shouldn't be living like that. I'm not talking about what I would do, ladies. I'm talking about what y'all would do if this is it. But she said it's deeper than rap. Okay. All right. It builds resentment. And the marriage will eventually take a turn for the worse over dishes. Ladies, what if he piping you down right though? What if he piping you down right? That's good in that area. You still leaving him over the dishes? Or is that gonna get old? Keep it real. How many of y'all done held on to a relationship knowing you should have ended because the ice cream making was good? Oh yeah, she paying all bills. Yeah, you already know she paying all bills. Oh, it's for sure. He has 6 months. Patricia say she gonna keep the D for 6 more months. But after that, it's over with. It's over with. Pipe gets old. So he gotta be bringing more to the table than that. Is that right? Well, the women have spoken, and they all say they getting rid of them over dishes. So, fellas, if you don't got your ish together, a dirty dish may get you put out. A dirty dish may get you put out. Speaking of beggars, though, because y'all know last week we talked about beggars. Well, a couple weeks ago, we talked about beggars. Okay. Our residential Need and Help Jesus is back. Hold on. Now, for those of you who are familiar with this guy, he is a residential TikTok beggar. He begs on TikTok for donations, and recently he's decided that he's gonna run for president. Yep. He's decided that he's gonna run for president, ladies. I'm really just trying to put y'all on game because I don't want these are the people I'm trying to get you to avoid. But this is what we have out here in the world today. So I want y'all to pay attention to this. Check this out. And we're not making fun of nobody who's homeless. Let's just get that out the way now. We are aware that homelessness is a real thing, and some people have problems, and it can happen to anybody. But this man has been exposed. But I think it's comedy in his sake at this point. So let's get into it.
How y'all doing on this Sunday?
Uh-huh.
My name is Will Samuels, and I am a homeless man in Hammond, Louisiana, living in the woods.
Talk to him.
I have no car.
No car.
I have no food. I have no money, and I have no proper clothing.
No
and
proper
it is
clothing.
Very, very cold. From year 2000 to 2008,
I want y'all to hear
serve in the United States
Army. I want y'all to hear that one more time.
And I am a homeless man in Hammond, Louisiana, living in the woods. I have no car.
No car.
I have no food.
No food.
I have no money, and I have no proper clothing.
Ladies, what you gonna do? You helping them out? Everybody need help sometimes, correct? Everybody need help sometimes, correct? I'm just saying. You hear him? He said it's being lazy while I'm working hard. We'll get a job. We'll go get a job. My situation, he wanted what he wanted to love when he had the degree to go make 6 figures off top. And I'm slaving at work and coming home to do wife-ish. Yeah, no. He's lazy. Donate like $20. You finna donate $20 to this fraud, Jewel? At least put your $20 over here to where it could go towards something constructive. This dude is playing you. This dude is playing you. But let's continue. This dang old mouse, bro.
How y'all doing on this Sunday? My name is Will Samuels, and I am a homeless man in Hammond, Louisiana, living in the woods. I have no car. I have no food. I have no money, and I have no proper clothing, and it is very, very cold. From year 2000 to 2008, I did serve in the United States Army, which I took 2 tours to Iraq, fought for this country. When I got out the military, I tried selling cars, I tried construction, but for the last year, I've been very, very sickly. And 3 weeks ago, when I went to the emergency room.
For the record, he has been exposed as a liar, by the way, a scam artist and a con artist. So don't let the U.S. veteran thing and don't let the sickly stuff fool you. He's been exposed. There's plenty of TikTok videos on him about that.
Throwing up blood. That's when I was diagnosed with throat cancer. I have no.
He's a liar. He does not have throat cancer.
Health insurance. So now I'm trying to contact the VA, and they told me that I need to go to the closest one, which is in Biloxi, Mississippi, where they have good cancer treatment at the facility. So I come on TikTok to try to raise money to be able to get a Greyhound bus ticket.
First, he asked for Soulja Boy for help. Then he asked this woman that he was about to marry for help. Now he has throat cancer. Now he's running for president. This man is a liar, ladies and gentlemen. But this is the society that we have created to where enough people may believe you and you could make a whole career out of being homeless or faking being homeless, for that matter. There are people that come on TikTok, spend hours on TikTok every day and come and beg. And, you know, I'm not a hater. How you get your money is how you get your money. But this is why my empathy runs low. Because there are people who can get jobs. But the funny thing is, the brokest people are quick to tell you what kind of job they will and will not do. Listen, if I had no other options, I would have no problem going to work at a McDonald's, Burger King, something that's honorable to where I can put food on the table for myself or for my family. But to come in here and beg is no honor in that to me. It's no honor in that, especially as a grown man. But let's continue.
Medications and also some herbal treatments that people say that can help kill the cancer cells. I really, really need your help. This is not a scam, it's not a fraud. This is real as real life can be. I really, really need your help. I'm going to put my Cash App on the screen. If you cannot donate, please share, follow, send to another friend this video. Please, I really need your help in the name of Jesus.
Name of Jesus.
I couldn't even look.
Oh, hold on. That wasn't supposed to pop up. There was another video that I had. Okay. Here it is.
For the government or, you know, the United States of America to continue.
I was looking
for the government or, you know, the United States of America to continue as far as cancer research.
37 more roses. You will get a bus at me.
Hold on.
You will get a bus.
My bad, y'all. I'm the only producer. Yeah. Hold on, y'all.
For the government or, you know, the United States of America to continue as far as cancer research.
Well, That's nothing that I actually was been on. I would have to probably have some advisors pretty much advise me on cancer research and different things. So that's not an issue that I'm really been touching on lately.
He running for president. Claims he has throat cancer, but cancer is not on his campaign.
Actually been looking at this. I've been actually looking at this Ukraine war, and I have an idea on how to end it. I actually been looking at these gas prices. I have an idea how to end that and get the gas prices down. And my issues is not very popular with a lot of people, but I told them that Putin has a lot of oil and gas in Russia. So my thing is
for the government, or the United States of America.
That was that.
I was looking at as well. Another platform that I was going off of.
What do you think about the homeless veterans? Not impossible. My last question would be, as possible president of the United States of America, what is your plan for social media and the amount of scammers and people that'll take money from anybody? What is your plan to help innocent people from being scammed?
Okay, if I was to make it as president, it'll be illegal to be a troller. It'll be illegal. That'd be executive order. That'd be the first thing that I sign in the law, that if you troll somebody and cyberbully somebody, you will go to prison.
I didn't mean cyberbullying. I just meant
no. That's what it is. It's basically. I'm talking about the trollers that troll people and think that they are they the FBI, they think they the DEA, they think they the ATF, they think they the U.S. attorneys, they think they district attorneys, they think they police officers, when nobody gave them the authority to be that. If I made it as president, my first executive order is, if you cyberbully someone and you don't contact the police or nobody else, if you feel like a crime is taking place, you don't take it up on yourself. It's no vigilante type things going to go on social media if I made it as president, because people will go to jail. That'll be the first executive order, DOJ, FBI, everybody else. If you go after somebody and cyberbully somebody, and help my Lord that somebody don't hurt themselves, okay? Because
absolutely.
of the change.
If it's
all right, that's enough of that. But I just wanted to give y'all an idea about what's really going on in the game out here. That's all. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to keep y'all informed because I love y'all. I want to keep y'all informed about the game. Now, let's get into some business, okay? Let's get into some business now. Minnesota has been making some noise lately, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you all are familiar with the Minnesota Nurses Association. I'm sorry. For those of you who are not familiar, they're legislators over in the state. They have come up with a bill, an act, okay, that's been causing up a lot of stir, especially with the Mayo people, the Mayo Clinic, okay? I don't know if you're familiar, but if you are not, you will be. And this is, once again, for all the people who say, CJ, you have no loyalty. CJ, it's not about the money. CJ, you shouldn't always talk about money. Well, I'm going to show you what happens when your employers says it's about the money. But let's start with this. Minnesota has presented a bill to the legislators called Keeping the Nurses at the Bedside Act. Now let's get into it. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'm going to be looking down at my phone, but I'm going to be showing you the article as it presents itself. on the screen. And I like to do it. I'll just keep it. I don't feel like messing with it. So I'll just keep it like that. And let's get into it. Let me put this on mute. It says nurses with the Minnesota Nurses Association, the MNA, and chief legislative authors today celebrated passage of the bipartisan Keeping Nurses at the Bedside Act. Okay. Now, the Keeping Nurses at the Bedside Act, I'm just going to tell y'all what it is designed to address the hospital short staffing and retention crisis. The conditions that the hospital CEOs have created are driving nurses away from the profession and hurting patient care. Chief author by Senator Aaron Murphy in the Senate has stated. Okay. So it's a bill that they came up with, and they are in hopes to keep the nurses at the bedside. Let's see what all goes into it. Let's see. It says if the Keep the Nurses at the Bedside Act is passed into law, nurses will stay on and return to the job, and patient care will be improved. There is no shortage of Minnesota nurses who want to provide safe, high-quality care to their patients. There is a shortage of nurses willing and able to help under these conditions. Hospital CEOs making millions. Actually, this is a whole nother article that I just hit up to because I wanted to break down what this act actually was. Hospital CEOs making millions. As a matter of fact, let me pull that up so y'all can actually see that. Let's see. Hold on. Okay, I don't see the link on here, but I'll just keep it going like this. It says hospital CEOs making millions in compensation and benefits can afford to make changes to protect workers and put patients before profits. One more time, hospital CEOs making millions in compensation and benefits to afford changes and can afford to make changes to protect workers and put patients before profits, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So here's some more about the Bedside Act. It says established nurse staffing committees set to have adequate staffing levels. Minnesota hospitals already set staffing levels on hospital units, but current levels are unsafe, unsustainable, and nurses are walking out of the profession. We already know this. It says another one point in the bill they want to present is no more patients in an emergency department hallways. Okay. They don't want any more patients just sitting up in the ER hallways, taking up space because there's no more room in the hospitals, along with not having enough nurses, staff, period, to take care of the people. Okay, it said the conditions Minnesota patients are subjected to because of understaffing by the corporate healthcare executives are inhumane and unacceptable. KNABA will require the new staffing committees to create a plan to eliminate patient boarding in emergency departments without mandating that staff work increased hours to cover for hospital understaffing, asking nurses to do more with less. So what that means is that they're asking nurses to stay over. They're trying to guilt trip them into staying over. They're already worked 12-hour shift, most likely, and work more for less. Again, nobody in their right mind is going to continue to do this, okay? So let me get back to the original thing. Okay, to this particular article. So I just wanted to make sure y'all understood what that was, right? And it says the Keeping the Nurses at the Bedside Act, it passes the Minnesota House and the Senate. So now the Mayo Clinic has a problem with that. So let me see if I can pull up that video. Y'all bear with me. And the lawmakers have something to say about it. And it's going to potentially, just for what they're asking for, The Mayo Clinic has threatened to potentially take out millions of dollars in investments, all because they're asking for a little bit more. So hold on, let me pull this up. Let me get rid of this real quick. Let me get rid of this real quick. Okay. So let me pull up the other one. They got to come up with a better system. So let's get into this. No, I want to take all day to load. Say they just ain't agreeing with a play of the night. Okay. I promise y'all it was working beforehand. Yeah, but the video's not loading. Hold on, let me go over some of y'all comments while it's trying to load. Let me see. That's what's important. If Trump made it, he got a chance. Let me see. Honestly, I have no loyalty to any hospital. After what St. Vincent Hospital in Newark. Oh, yeah. Yeah. What's going on, Finney? One more time in the building. All right. So let me see. All right. So let's try. Let me try something else really quick. Let me try
The
something.
Mayo Clinic says they could possibly withhold significant spending on future projects in the state if changes aren't made to a key piece of legislation.
Yeah, this according to emails a Mayo Clinic official sent to lawmakers, and they were reviewed by 5 Eyewitness News and mentioned today.
Says they could possibly withhold significant spending on future projects in the state if changes aren't made to a key piece of legislation.
Yeah, this according to email a Mayo Clinic official sent to lawmakers, and they were reviewed by 5 lawmakers. A little break issue in question.
Mayo Clinic, they say they feel the Keeping Nurses at the Bedside Act legislation does little to address change to recruit and retain healthcare workers. Today, the Minnesota Hospital Association says they too have serious concerns about the staffing bill. The bill's authors say they were caught off guard by this 11th hour request to make changes.
Caught off guard? How? How? But they see it's been in shambles for the last God knows how long. I mean, we talking about before the pandemic. It was even shorter before then. So how are you caught off guard about anything that's going on right now? But let's continue. But again, their campaign is patience over profits, though. But look at that word, profits. Okay? These are not nonprofit companies. These are for-profit companies, ladies and gentlemen.
Healthcare provider Mayo Clinic wrote they are deeply concerned about two provisions in the Health and Human Services Omnibus Bill in messages sent to lawmakers in the governor's office.
Deeply.
Based on emails reviewed by 5 Eyewitness News.
Deeply concerned about their pockets. But some of y'all ain't. Y'all ain't.
Mayo wants the Healthcare Affordability Board removed and changes made to the Keeping Nurses at the Bedside Act. If changes aren't made, the email mentions Mayo possibly considering taking a, quote, enormous investment set aside for future development projects in other states.
They say, look here. Oh, y'all want to play this game? We just gonna pull out. We're just gonna pull out. If you do this, if y'all go through with this bill and try to get adequate staffing, more pay, we're just gonna pull out and go elsewhere. See, this is what I'm saying. Remember, I keep telling y'all, it has to implode first. Okay? Because again, they don't like losing money, but they're going to play hardball. Nobody said this was going to be easy. I never said it's going to be easy. Some people are going to fight a little bit harder than others. Now, these are just empty threats right now. Well, I don't think it's empty. I think they may follow through just to see if they gonna keep up what they in. Okay? Shout out to Fally. And I don't want no smoke with Mayo at all. I don't want no smoke with them. I ain't got no problem with them. But I'm just trying to tell nurses that y'all need to play the game y'all way. They're gonna play the game their way. And we can both come together and figure out how we're gonna handle business for it. I don't got no smoke with Mayo. You dig what I'm saying? None. But I'm just trying to keep it real. Let me see. The Mayo Clinic is evil. I understand business. I understand how business works. I just want nurses to understand how business works. Sometimes we got to stop being so naive and take our feelings out of it. This is about profits, ladies and gentlemen. And nurses should be about their profits and be more open about it. There's nothing wrong with going to the CEO. You know what a CEO told me straight up? When he sold his nursing homes here, he had like a chain of them. And I said, Mr. Such and Such, what make you want to sell? You know what he told me to my face? He said to my face, he said, the money. The money. I don't know what else. He told me to my face, and I knew what time it was, because they have no problem telling you what it's about, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna keep saying it because I want y'all to be able to play the game by your rules, because it's already unfair, and that's cool. And I want y'all to getting into it. But again, this thing is still beautiful. You can make your own rules to it. That's the beauty about this game. You dig what I'm saying? But I want you to see the whole chessboard and not go in blind. That's all right.
An email Dr. Amy Williams wrote in part, they previously raised concerns for months about the legislation, adding, the this is legislation we believe will negatively impact access to care and our ability to transform healthcare to support our staff and meet the evolving needs of our patients.
This bill is critically needed. That when my spouse, my son, my parents, or my neighbors' friends go to the hospital, that they will have the high quality care that every Minnesotan deserves.
The Minnesota Nurses Association union backs the bill that includes changes for how nurse staffing levels are determined at hospitals. Also at Monday's Capitol press conference, Representative advised the bill's House author, who says she was surprised to hear the hospital's concerns.
We worked with them extensively. All of a sudden, we were very surprised to hear their demands, as you've heard, at the 11th hour.
Senate Republican Paul Oakey reacted, calling out Democrats in part their efforts to transform our once business-friendly state that fueled innovation and created one of the strongest economies in the nation into something that makes even the most loyal hometown businesses reconsider.
Cap. Now y'all know that's cap. Y'all know that's cap. What are they talking about? What is he talking about? This is how business works, and he knows that.
On Friday, Governor Tim Walz told reporters he hopes that a compromise can be struck that works for everyone.
Because my thing is, what's the real issue with the bill that they haven't? Because Mayo never said what our real problem is, and they're not going to say it. But what's the real issue? Well, we smart people here. We can put 2 and 2 together. How do you get, okay, what's the problem? We're short-staffed. Okay. Second thing, they're not getting paid enough. How do you attract more people to come into your hospital to come work for you and work for your company in this state, in the game? When nursing has been exposed for what it is, when the medical industry has been exposed for what it is, how do you do that? Well, this is what you do. You start paying them more. You start paying them more. I mean, that's common sense to me. That's common sense to me. But this is more than just, because here's the thing. They don't want this to happen. And again, Mayo, I don't got no smoke with y'all. I have no problem with y'all. But they don't want this to happen because they see what I see. They see what I see. They know that nurses are on their way to really changing the rules, because you got to understand, whether people like to admit it or not, healthcare revolves around nurses. It really does. The heart and soul of healthcare is with nurses. And they have to, I've never seen an industry to where everybody and their mama has pocket watched the people who are in the actual industry. They don't pocket watch basketball players. They don't pocket watch NFL players. They don't pocket watch golf players, baseball players, boxing, and shout out to them. But if the boxer gets knocked out and can't wake up, who is the first person that they going to see? Where is the first place they're going to take that boxer to? The hospital. And if that boxer can't get adequate care and dies, you just in all lost $1 million investment. Let's just say, heaven forbid, something happened to Tank, right? Something happened to Tank. Tank is on a roll right now. Javante Davis. He's on a roll right now. People have millions upon millions of dollars behind this guy. Let's say something happens to him in the ring, God forbid, and Tank don't wake up. Tank needs to get rushed to the hospital, to the nearest ER in whatever city he's in. Let's just say Minnesota. I mean, they don't do fights in Minnesota, but let's just say something happens to him in Minnesota. But the hospital they take him to, they don't got the staff. They don't got the staff to take care of Tank. And Tank is Tank is going to an emergency room with burnt out, tired nurses, and something happens to Tank and Tank don't make it. Now, not only have you lost a life, which is horrible, you've lost millions upon millions of dollars in investments. People who have invested. So it's a loss all around. So that's why when I say it's really a common sense thing, you dig? Like, I don't understand. Shout out and happy Nurses Week. And happy Nurses Week. Yeah, how many of y'all done got them pizza parties popping? How many of y'all have got them pizza parties popping, ladies and gentlemen? Shout out to y'all this week. But let's continue.
You see, the Omnibus Health and Human Services bill, where the legislation in question is included, has already passed both chambers. A conference committee between both chambers is working on a final report as to what to include and then bring it back for final vote. A lot to track. We'll stay on top of it for you, Kevin.
Eric.
All right. So there you have it. And they said, if you do this, we willing to pull out millions. They gave y'all a keychain. Damn. Dang. That's all y'all got for Nurses Week? They ain't even cook y'all breakfast? Just the keychain, huh? That's crazy. That's messed up. They only gave y'all a keychain. That ain't about nothing, but that's all right. That's all right. Happy Nurses Week, though. Happy Nurses Week. Let me see. They gave us some. What did they give us? Somebody had cooked some scrambled eggs and everything like that. And they didn't give us no cups or nothing like that. No, none of that. But they gave us some scrambled eggs, some Eggo waffles, and a yogurt. So yeah, That's what they gave us. That's what they gave us, y'all. So, what do y'all think about that though? Mayo Clinic willing to pull out millions of dollars that they claim they are planning to invest in the hospital systems in Minnesota because of the staffing bill. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But I still say this is the best time to get in the game. You said that's why I'm not staff. Said just keep hope alive. Damn. See, got my cup and pen. Oh, you got a cup and pen. Okay. You got a cup and pen. Well, it is what it is. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, for our next story, for our next topic, how many of you are familiar with Radonda Vaught? Now, Radonda Vaught is the nurse who got she's the nurse who got arrested for giving the wrong she got arrested and convicted for giving the wrong dose of medication. She got arrested and convicted for giving the wrong dose of medication. But as you can see right there, convicted Nashville nurse seeks return of license, ladies and gentlemen. She wants to get back in the game. She says, listen, yeah, I know I off some people by accident. I know I did, but I'm trying to get back in the game. And do you think she should be able to come back and get her license back, ladies and gentlemen? Now, for those of you who don't know, they are just, that was a big story. She had nurses campaigning for her. She had nurses marching for her. She had the whole thing. She had a lot of people popping their collars for her and putting their necks out there because they say accidents happen. They say accidents happen, ladies and gentlemen. And she's also advocating for improvements in nursing. You see, I'll say no. No, so you're not familiar. Okay, well, she gave a patient medication that she wasn't supposed to have, and the patient ended up passing away. That unallowed that patient. Yep. You say no. Nursing is not for her. She should do telemarketing. You said didn't 2 nurses go to jail for murder? I have to look into that one. How many times did she make the med error? From what I've heard several times, but let's see what she thinks about trying to make improvements in healthcare. Now, I believe they're trying to make this woman a celebrity, personally. But let's see what
Radonda Vaught
she has to say. Miss Radonda Vaught, she's back in the news.
She is fighting to set the nurse convicted after a fatal drug error says she is fighting to set the record straight. Radonda Vaught is hoping to appeal the Board of Nursing's decision to revoke her license. But Vaught telling News 2's Stephanie Langston her goal is not to practice nursing again. Stephanie has the story that you will only see here on News 2.
Also, she don't want to practice, but she want her license back.
Until a job that's not so labor intensive comes along, this is what I'll continue to do.
Tucked deep in the rolling hills of Tennessee in Bethpage is where Radonda Vaught spends most of her time.
So today is the day that our Thanksgiving turkeys are going out on pasture.
Operating tractors, feeding the chickens, manning the pastures on Hidden Holler Farms with her husband.
It's fun,
Here's my thing. I personally have nothing against her. I don't know her. I have really nothing against her personally. But why? Why is this news? I'm covering it because, this is a nursing channel and her name obviously drives clicks. But why is the mainstream media covering this? I don't understand. Why is this even news? But let's continue.
from the farm to the farmers markets, every day is super busy, but it's incredibly rewarding, and I'm grateful that this is something that I can do.
Nursing, her true passion, however, is something Vaught can no longer do.
I may not be able to work in it, but it doesn't mean that I can't still try to make it better.
Vaught was found guilty last year of 2 charges, criminally negligent homicide and abuse of an impaired adult, after a medication.
She's going to get her license back, ladies and gentlemen. She's going to get it back. Now, I wonder if they find out, and I know this is a little bit off, but the sister in California, who now they're saying that she could have possibly had a seizure. I forgot her name. She was a travel nurse in California, though, that accidentally unalived people in the traffic accident. She was going like 120 miles per hour. I wonder if they're going to give her the same grace as they're giving Radonda. If it comes out that this woman had a seizure at the wheel. Because that's what they're starting to speculate, and they're bringing in neurologists in to see if that could have been the possible reason for her speeding and everything like that. I wonder if they're going to show her the same grace. Because if that is the case, it still doesn't take away what happened. That won't bring them back. But at least we can know if that's the case, it wasn't due to drinking or driving, being under the influence or intoxicated or inebriated in any way. And it was due to a medical emergency that she could not help. I want to see that evidence before they throw the book at that sister, because I think that's what they're going to do. I am glad that they are presenting that, because it would hurt my feelings that if she was just being completely negligent and just being completely reckless, which I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. I don't think that was the case. I don't think that was the case. I'm going out on a limb, and I'm saying that I believe that theory that sister may have had a seizure at the wheel. It happens. But I wonder if they're going to give her the same grace that they're giving Radonda, because they're showing her milking cows and playing with chickens and riding on tractors and everything like that, just being so wholesome and everything like that, not doing any time. And this woman is actually trying to get her license back. Now, again, I have nothing personal against her. I don't know her. But I can only imagine what those families feel about that. I can only imagine. So let's see. They said she has had several med errors as well. Can't practice on people's lives. So how many times has she made the error? They said she's made several errors, but one person has passed away. Can't practice on people's lives, so just one person. A little off topic, but anyone else notice some nurses get fixated on a narc box when you open it to pass a narc? I've seen that several times. If it was a one time, okay, I'll give her another chance. Multiple, absolutely not. It's like as soon as I turn the key and open the box, they look up and a couple nurses are just staring. Always got to make sure I look at my cart when I lock your cart when you walk away. Facts. I feel for her, but I don't think she should do nursing. Those 2 LPNs who went to jail from the nursing home, the one who didn't, do the neural checks, and the other one who gave the nurse dose of Ativan to that 97-year-old, do they deserve another chance? Yeah. Right. I forgot about that. That sister in Philly. I forgot about that. Shout out to Nina for bringing that up, because if that's the case, are those sisters in jail right now? I didn't know that I didn't know that the one in Philly went to jail. I think I did a story. I covered that. Okay, I didn't know that. I have to do some research on that. It says my gut tells me it was no seizure. Well, I don't know. We're gonna have to see. But what I am gonna do is I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give that sister the benefit of the doubt. She ain't getting no grace, sane or insane. She doesn't have the complexion for the protection. Most likely not. T Hall, that part. Oh, I thought y'all were talking about the Philly nurse. That wasn't a seizure. No. I'm talking about the nurse, the travel nurse in New York. I'm sorry, not New York. The travel nurse in LA who had ran that crosswalk and that red light and unlocked those people. Let's see. One of them got probation, and the nurse, those went straight to jail. I gotta look more into that one. But let's get to Miss Vaught. And I'm still trying to figure out why this is news. But let's go.
An error contributed to the death of 75-year-old Charlene Murphy in 2017.
And let me be very clear. Med errors can happen. So I don't want it to make it seem like I'm trying to come for Radonda Vaught. I don't have a problem with her personally because I do understand med errors can happen. That's why people have things in place for that. But what I'm saying is that, are we going to be objective all around the board? Are they going to campaign for that sister that Nina just said that went to jail for giving that dose of Ativan? The sister who went to jail or who's on probation because she failed to do the neuro checks. Are they going to get the same grace? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know.
17.
You know, someone lost their life in a really awful and tragic way because of a mistake that I made. But the mistake that I made wasn't the only failure in the entirety of this event. And a lot of things transpired after that that highlighted some places where we can improve.
And that's what she hopes to continue doing. And Chance.
Okay. But again, why is this news?
Court Tuesday asking to reverse the decision of the nursing board to revoke her license.
My goal ultimately is not to get my license back. I don't have any.
That is and that's a lie. Yes, it is. But my thing is, who would hire her? Who would hire her? If you went to the hospital and you saw Radonda Vaught as your nurse, would you feel comfortable? Would you feel comfortable? Because now I'm looking at it from a business aspect. And that's cap. If she wasn't trying to get her nursing license back to practice nursing, she wouldn't be there. So that's cap. But from a business point of view, would you hire her as one of your nurses after the media storm she's caused? If people recognized her, would they feel safe with her? I'm just looking at it from a business point of view. I'm not trying to attack her skills or whatever as a nurse, but I'm just trying to think of it from a CEO standpoint. Would it be a good business decision to hire a Radonda Vaught? I don't know. I don't know. But let's continue.
Any interest in ever practicing nursing again. It's not something I think I would be capable of doing. And I don't honestly believe that I would ever be able to receive my nursing license.
Her goal, however, she says, is to highlight some of the.
I think she will. I think she'll get them back. If she don't have them already. I think she'll get them back.
Issues surrounding the nursing board's decision after first concluding they wouldn't take disciplinary action.
I'll be right. They wouldn't take disciplinary action. I'll be very surprised if she didn't get them back.
Against her.
I was honestly quite shocked that there was no corrective action. There was no continuing education. There was no suspension or even probationary period on my license.
Now wrapped in the.
Amazing. Amazing. She was amazed. I was amazed. Amazing.
Legal system, Vaught plans to keep fighting for clarity and how her case was handled, with hopes to improve the system for other healthcare workers and patients.
If I can speak out and advocate for improvements in our systems and better working conditions and safer care for patients, then I have every intention of continuing to do that.
All right, the judge plans to issue a written decision on today's appeal hearing. If granted, then another hearing would have to be held. Vaught was sentenced to 3 years probation for the deadly medication error.
3 years probation. 3 years. And boy, and that's why I really got to look into that one sister who they said for what that one dose they took her to jail. But let me read this. It says Radonda Vaught was back in court Tuesday and hoping to appeal her decision. Let me see. Blah 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 blah. I thought they had something else. Let me see. She was found guilty last year of 2 charges: criminally negligent homicide and abuse of an impaired adult after a medication error contributed to the death of 75-year-old Charlene Murphy. Vaught was sentenced to 3 years of probation. Okay, so all right. I thought it was something else in here. We just went over all of that. We just went over all that. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get to some of y'all comments. Certain med errors you can get away with, like skipping Tylenol or giving melatonin late. Others are deadly. Let me see. She lying. Yeah, I run. See, if you never told us about her, I wouldn't even notice her. Yep, not all nurses watch the media like this. Nope, checking out immediately. No, I wouldn't hire her. She's doing a Grace press tour, right? She's now an expert. The Cali RN will need her tour as well to inform about mental wellness. Says, I know it's easy to make a med error due to patient load, but it seems like she doesn't pay attention, like her mind is elsewhere on the job. That's why you were able to do it multiple times. I'm concerned for the farm animals as well. One thing about a good nurse, once they make a mistake, they do not make that mistake again, especially if it reach a patient IMO. Tory Lanez got sentenced longer than that. He looking at 9 to 22 years. That's crazy. He didn't kill nobody. That's crazy. And again, as a nurse, though, I do understand that it could happen. So that's why I'm trying to be very objective. I don't have anything personally against her, but I would like for the game to be fair all the way around. If that makes sense. I would like for it to be fair all the way around. I want to get into this story. Now, this is the part to where we kind of break away from the nursing part of the game. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with the situation, Jordan Neely. Now, if you all are sensitive and triggered easily, thank you for watching the show. Hit that like button on your way out. You probably don't want to stick around for this part because I do want to talk about some things. And actually, I want to try to see if I can do something really quickly. See, my screen too jacked up for all this. for me to be trying to making changes all in the middle of the show and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not going to do it. I ain't going to try to change the title and anything like that. But I want to talk about Jordan Neely. And I just want to see what the people think about this Jordan Neely situation. Now, Jordan Neely was a young man who got unalived by a Marine in a subway on the subway train in New York City. According to what the media is reporting, he was all erratic on the train. And he was threatening people. So the Marine grabbed Jordan and choked him out. And he also had another person helping him. And he ended up passing away. Now, any of you familiar with this? If anybody, are you familiar with this? Yeah, I agree. She will get her license back. Shout out to Lucas. I appreciate it. Love y'all too. Both had mental illness to me. That guy was threatening people and said he wants to DIE. Let's get into some of the videos really quickly. Because I'm torn about the situation because it's so many avenues to this. But I don't feel that young man had to DIE.
A grand jury is expected to meet this week in the case of a Marine veteran accused.
Come on.
A grand jury is expected to meet this veteran accused in the deadly chokehold of Jordan Neely.
CBS 2's Jessica Moore has new reaction from Neely's family and also looks into the likelihood that charges will be filed.
The fact that you feel threatened doesn't necessarily give you a free badge to become a police officer and take it under your own control.
Constitutional attorney Andrew Lieb says he believes Marine veteran Daniel Penny committed manslaughter when he put Jordan Neely in a chokehold until he died.
He's a Marine. He knows how to hold someone down without a choke. There's plenty of ways that you can hold someone without putting them in fear of their death.
Last Monday, police say 30-year-old Neely, a homeless Michael Jackson impersonator, was threatening passengers on an F train, throwing trash and screaming that he was hungry. Penny tried to subdue him and was seen on video putting him in a chokehold. The medical examiner ruled Neely's death a homicide. Penny was questioned and released. His attorney later putting out a statement painting Penny's actions as self-defense, saying, quote, Daniel never intended to harm Mr. Neely and could not have foreseen his untimely death. Neely's family blasted Penny's statement as character assassination. Own statement saying, quote, truth is, he knew nothing about Jordan's history when he intentionally wrapped his arms around Jordan's neck and squeezed and kept squeezing. In short, his actions on the train and now his words show why he needs to be in prison.
What happened here is someone held somebody in a chokehold and choked him to death. There has to be accountability for that.
Neely's death has sparked outrage from elected officials and community members alike. Tensions boiled over on Saturday when hundreds of protesters demanding charges be filed against Penny flooded the 63rd and Lexington Avenue subway station, jumping onto the train tracks, disrupting service. Multiple officers were injured, 13 people were arrested, and police are still looking for 6 more people involved. Governor Hochul called Neely's death a wake-up call on mental health, pointing to the $1 billion she put into the New York State budget to combat the issue.
It is saying society's afraid right now, our people are hurting, and shame on us if we don't step up and say, no, we're here to help.
A grand jury could rule on whether to indict Penny on manslaughter charges this week. Jessica Moore, CBS 2 News.
Now, here in Detroit, we have something called the People Mover. It's kind of similar to the train, I guess. And so I'm somewhat familiar with that mode of transportation. And, the People Mover here, instead of being below ground, it's above ground. And it just takes you from one part of downtown to the other part. I actually used to love the People Mover when I was younger. But we don't, here in Detroit, we don't have impersonators and all that kind of stuff on a train. So that's not common here. So from the actual video that I saw a guy. Let me turn on my music. I saw a guy getting choked out. And that's all I had to go on. So the question that I have is that, did he have to die? Now, I understand that Marines are trained, and shout out to all the Marines out there. Shout out to all the Marines that keep us safe and fight for the freedoms and all that great things, all that good stuff. Shout out to all the Marines that keep us safe and fight for. Okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't drowning me out. But shout out to all the Marines. But I understand that Marines know hand-to-hand combat. I understand that they know hand-to-hand combat. They know how to subdue an enemy. Also understand that they know that how much pressure it takes to unalive somebody and to just subdue somebody. Now, granted, I have not seen the footage prior to the actual choking. They say this man was screaming, was erratic. I don't know if I haven't heard that he actually attacked anyone or if he was attempting to attack anyone. The only thing we are seeing is what the footage has presented. But should that man have been unalived? That is the question. Was that justifiable? Let me see some of y'all comments in here. Let me see some of y'all comments. Let me see. Okay. Marines snap in these situations. Bad all around. And I believe that's the defense that they're going to use for the Marine. Now, and I'm also hearing, I don't know, but I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm also hearing that the Marine is a cop's son. And they have been protesting. And the crazy part about that is we were in New York the day after that happened. We were in Times Square. And I didn't see any protests. I didn't see any, but I guess they were protesting down in the subways. Now, we didn't go down in the subways and anything like that. So we could have missed it. But we didn't see any of that. Was it for him? Because I saw the religious people. Didi said she saw protests. I didn't see none. But I've seen people interact with the police with knives, firearms, and nothing happened to them. With the police, I've seen people interact with certain people, guns, knives, firearms, and even assaulting the police, and nothing happens to them. They subdue them, they tase them, but no lethal force. And a lot of those times, the media will say that those people are mentally ill. Now, this gentleman was mentally ill, and granted, the person that subdued him was not a cop. As far as I'm aware, he was not a cop. He was a passenger who I believe is a former Marine that has training, that understands pressure points, that knows how long it takes to unalive somebody. So did Jordan Neely have to die? You want to beat the guy up? Cool. Threatening people, I get it. You want to beat him up, maybe even knock him out? I get it. You fearing for your safety? I get it. You dig what I'm saying? And here's the thing, and this is why I'm trying to be objective about it, because if somebody is scared, if somebody is in fear of their life, the way these people are claiming, you don't know how a person is going to react. They say the person you should fear the most is the person who is scared. So that's one point to take into consideration. I'm trying to be extremely objective. But given the fact that this guy was no ordinary citizen, I have to lean towards the opinion of he could have known what he was doing. Now, Queen Butterfly, she made a point saying that Marines in these situations snap. People who've seen combat, I understand that they deal with trauma. And that's something that people have to take into consideration, especially looking at it also through a nursing lens as well. But was his death justifiable? The difference with him is that he was threatening people on the train and not just dancing. His mental illness was untreated and getting worse. Too bad he didn't get help. So holding him for 15 minutes, he didn't know he could unalive him. That's what I'm saying. The Marines should be held accountable, of course, but not life in prison. Queen Butterfly, I feel the same. I don't know. That's the thing. Typically, Marines come back not all there after being in war. And I'm trying to be objective. But again, I'm going to just say I don't think Jordan had to die. I don't think he had to die. I really don't believe he had to die. But at the same time, if somebody was on the train and if they were doing what this guy allegedly said that he was doing, and my lady was on there, my mama was on there, I'm not going to just let them threaten my, if I had a daughter or something like that, who knows what kind of state of mind I would be in. But again, I don't think I would try to unalive the guy. Could the Marine have snapped? Could he have snapped? Not sure if he intended to unalive him or not, or if he was thinking back in battle. Both seemed unstable. No, he didn't have to DIE. Marines are trained to kill. So, I don't think that he had to die as well. I know nothing about this Marine. I know nothing about him. One side is saying that this was racially motivated. Another side is saying that he was protecting people. Some people are holding the Marine up as a hero in some regards. But from what I understand, the guy was not armed. He didn't have any weapons. So how much of a was he a threat? Sure. But was he a threat so much that he had to be subdued to the point to where he lost his life? I don't think so. But me thinking, if I'm a guy who don't know that this person is an entertainer or frequents the subway, if I'm an out-of-towner, how do I know he don't have a weapon? How do I know he don't have a firearm on him? I don't know that. So I've seen this thing I've seen this thing for a minute, and I try to wrap my head around it and look at it from a different angle, because I do understand that a lot of things are racially motivated. I understand that. This is a tough situation because we don't have enough footage. We don't have enough footage, and all we can go on is the things that we saw. And what I did see is I saw one guy doing a chokehold. I saw two other guys trying to hold down his arms. Now, to me, that was extremely unnecessary for the other two to even do that. The guy's oxygen was getting cut off. So what the hell were them two guys doing? What were they doing? If the city cared, they wouldn't have allowed him on the train for years. No, he could have held him down without unaliving him. There are thousands of homeless people living in the train stations, on the streets. Some do what they can to get money. The city don't care about these people. They were in Lower Manhattan and Brooklyn. T. Hall, are you from New York? Sly Boogie says 10 people were shot in a subway car last year, stabbing and slashings regularly. People pushed in front of trains often. Riders are on edge. This was bound to happen. And again, Sly Boogie could have I'm not from New York. I don't take the subway, so I don't take the train, so I can't give you the perspective of somebody who rides the train often. If y'all want to, I would love to hear y'all thoughts. If y'all want to chime in, that's the link right there. You don't have to be on camera. But if you want to chime in, let me know and we'll have a conversation. And let me know what y'all think. I want to talk to y'all. Queen Butterfly, I would love for you to pull up. I would love for any of y'all to pull up. Maybe we can talk about this. I had that conversation. Sly Boogie, why don't you pull up? So yeah, you said this was bound to happen again. I don't know. I don't know what it's like. You said death not justifiable at all. Manslaughter at best. So y'all don't think this so is there anybody in here that believes that this guy intentionally tried to unalive Jordan Neely? Because from what I'm seeing, the consensus is a lot of people don't believe that. But there's the link. I put the link. Pull on up. Let's talk about it. Pull on up. Let's talk about it if y'all want to. But let's see. Let's see. He says he didn't deserve to unalive. I don't believe that was the person's intention. Okay. He didn't deserve to die. Fally, do you believe that was his intention? Do you believe that was the Marine's intention? We just asking questions here. We're not making no swift judgment. I'm just asking questions. Personally, I don't believe he had to die. Let's see. Most people visiting NYC are afraid to ride the subway because of the horror stories they hear, especially about the attacks from homeless people or the mentally ill persons. I saw a lot of homeless people when I was in New York. That was my first time in New York. That was Dee Dee's first time in New York. So I saw a lot of homeless people there. I did. I saw it. I've seen videos, people riding the subway, homeless people stealing food out of people's hands. I've seen it. Let me see. In their school, pewters never get treated like this. Fally might be on to something. Fally pull on up. I dropped the link. Dina says, I don't feel it was racial. The guy just happened to be black. Okay. All right. Let's see. They said they said that he was yelling and screaming, that he had eaten or drink anything in days. Okay. Most people from outside of NYC, and even those are, okay, I read that already. I stay away from the subway. Dina, you from New York too? Okay, so T Hall, you from New York. All right. And why? Okay, Sly, y'all. Okay, so y'all New Yorkers. Okay. Man, that's a rough city. On a weekend, especially. New York is a tough city to navigate around. I got irritated very easily, so I can only imagine living there. New York is a very tough city to navigate around. But here's what I think. I'm going to be honest. Number one, I don't think he deserved to die. I do think he could have been subdued without being murdered. I believe that. I don't know if, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know if it was the Marine's intention. If he just said, I'm going to unalive this guy, I don't know. But from what I saw, should he be held accountable? Absolutely. Absolutely. Because there are people who've done far worse and have had better treatment. Dylan Roof, they took him to McDonald's, and I understand he's not a police officer, but I'm just keeping it real. They took Dylan Roof to Burger King, and he had that thing on him. They took him to Burger King. As far as I know, Neely didn't have nothing on him. Let's see. I don't know if that was his intention. I don't. Wait, is it? Let me see. So, let's see. In Philly, there are weirdos on the train. Aggressive weirdos. But that's what I know. I know Dylan Roof was taken to Burger King because he was hungry after doing that horrendous act to those people in the church who were praying. And there's been several instances of people who have done far worse that have been treated way better. So to not look at it through the eyes of a black man, I can't do that because I have to. I'm a black man. So I have to look at it that way. But I can also be logical and be objective too. Because I don't know if the Marine was, if that was his intention, but I do know he knows pressure points as a Marine. But I don't know his mental stability either. I don't. I gotta be objective and I have to be fair when I say that. And Queen Butterfly made a good point. She said that when Marines see combat, people, they have a lot of trauma, a lot of unaddressed trauma. I have people in my family that have served in the military, so I can understand that point of view. But I don't think he deserves to die at all. And I do think he should be held accountable. Let's see. I prefer country life. Yeah, New York probably wouldn't be on my list of places to live if I had to choose. It's way too busy. I'll come see a couple shows. Go see the Statue of Liberty. After 2 days, that's about it. Go eat some real New York food. And that's about it. I'll probably be out. I'm going to keep it real. I will probably be out the gate. I'll be out. But I don't think he deserved to die. But we're going to keep up with this story. Because I'm very curious to see how this is going to play out. Uh-oh. Hold on. We got somebody. Miss T. What's going on? Is this T Hall?
Yes, it is.
What's going on? How you doing?
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm okay.
Good. Well, I'm happy that you found some time to join and get in on the conversation. We've talked about a lot of stuff tonight, so if you want to, you can chime in on any point that you want to talk about.
I'm okay. Hold on. Let me cut you off from YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Hey. All right. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay, that's better. I don't hear the echo.
Okay.
Yeah, but I live in New York, and as I was saying to Miss Queen Butterfly, there are thousands of homeless people living on the streets and the train station. People have their hustles. You see people begging for money. You see people trying to sell things. You see people dancing. So it's not really uncommon to see that in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think about? Did you see the whole video that they've shown?
I saw the whole video. I don't think it was a racial thing. I don't think that he meant to kill him. Well, sorry, unalive him. But I do believe that, as you were saying, he's a Marine. He knows pressure points. He had to know that holding him for that long, yeah. I don't believe that he should have died. And I don't believe that the Marine meant to kill him. I don't believe that it was a racial thing either. So that's why I said manslaughter at best.
So what do you think? How many years do you think he should serve? Because they trying to get all up in the DA's butt right now. From what I see, from the research that I've done, they all at the district attorney's door. They really want this guy charged. And I believe New York is really trying, because New York has had a history of some shenanigans going on. I remember when that one brother was killed by that Asian cop out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened, and that guy in Buffalo.
Yep.
That did what he did in the grocery store. So it's been a lot of crazy activity popping off in New York.
Mm-hmm. And I will admit, it has been getting crazier and crazier on the subway. Like, it has just been ridiculous of what's happening on the subway. So yeah, I try to stay away from the subway as well. But like I said, it's not uncommon to see homeless people begging for money and doing all that on the subway, or people, irate, mentally ill people, yelling, screaming at people, talking to themselves. That it's not uncommon to see that here.
Now, how often would you say you take the subway if you have to?
Well, I usually drive now.
Oh, you drive? Okay.
So before I used to take the subway a lot because it was my only mode of transportation.
How do y'all
So I
drive in
was
that traffic though?
Hmm?
That traffic, y'all traffic is insane. How do y'all drive in that?
Depends on where you going.
That's crazy. I'm like, I know y'all car insurance has to be high as hell.
Yeah, it depends on where you stay into. Brooklyn, Queens, Manhattan. Yeah, it depends on where you're staying at, in the tri-state area.
Man, we've seen so many accidents. Well, not accidents, but so many near accidents. But I'm like, this
Yeah.
must be common because bikers pulling out in front of the buses.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I'm like,
People
whoa,
walking out in
that
front
was
of the
half the
cars.
accident.
People walking out like, yeah, I dare you to hit me.
I've never seen nothing like that, but I just
They don't care out here.
this, this Jordan Neely thing. I just, as a black man, I had to look at it from a lot of lenses. I had to
Yeah.
look at it from the lens of a black man. I had to look at it from a nurse perspective. I had to look at it from
Mhm.
a perspective of somebody who has worked with people with mental illness,
Yeah.
real mental illness. I had to look at it from a perspective of not trying to be biased in any form, just looking at it
Mhm.
from a person.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard not to be biased, especially with some of the
Definitely
things that
is.
has gone on in New
Mhm.
York. But I know for a fact he didn't have to die. If I
No,
was
he
on that
didn't.
train,
He did
I
not.
would have did it. If I was on that train and I seen him subduing that guy like that, I would have did everything in my power. Okay,
Yes,
he's
like
subdued.
get
I'm
off of
tired.
him. Like
Get off of him.
you've been holding on to him for too long now. Like, what are
Right.
you doing? He's subdued. We can hold him until the police come, but you don't have to. You can release your grip.
Right.
You know.
Do you
But
feel like he snapped? The Marine snapped.
yeah, I feel that way too. That's definitely a possibility as well.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why I say I don't believe that he meant to do it, but he definitely needs to be held accountable for it.
So let me ask you this: as somebody who used to take the subway, the train, what is the worst thing that you've seen personally that has happened on the subway as you've taken that as transportation?
The worst thing I have seen on the subway is I've seen somebody get we call it a buck 50 across the face. I've seen somebody get slashed, cut in their face
What?
in the train. Yeah.
A homeless person did that?
Yes. hmm
Wow.
I've seen someone get pushed on the tracks. I've seen men pleasing themselves on the train. I've seen a lot of things on the train.
Really?
Yeah.
What Sly Boogie said
Huh?
this was bound to happen. Sly Boogie, one
Yeah.
of the commenters, said this was bound to happen
hmm
because of all the stuff that. So, is there no security down there? Is no police present?
There's cops there, but I mean, you'll see cops standing at like the entrance where you have to swipe your card to get into the system. Sometimes you'll see them in different areas of the train station, but most of the time there's not really cops there. And it depends on what station you're at. Because, like in Manhattan and 42nd Street, where you were, there's usually cops in the station because that's where like the precinct is. But when you get lower down, most of the time there aren't cops like in the actual, on the actual trains. They've tried to increase the cop presence, but it hasn't been doing anything because the incidents that has been happening on the train, like this is the worst that I have ever, ever seen it. This is,
That's horrible.
it is horrible. It is horrible.
What do you think they could do to try to fix this problem? And I know the mental illness thing and the homeless thing, that's a whole thing
Yeah,
itself. But what do you
that's
think they could do to make the transportation system better?
hmm. Well, they're always going up on the fair, and like I said, all these things are still happening, but y'all steady increasing the fair. Um, I don't know. I mean, like you said, the homelessness, the mental illness situation, but that's not going to be fixed, anytime soon. That's a ongoing thing. Um, I can't even really say that that would be two of the first things I would say, number one and two, to fix that. If you want to increase ridership on the subways, because that's another thing that they're trying to do, which makes no sense. But yeah, that's New York for you.
Well, I'll say this: when I was there, it was a cool time walking around. I went on the worst bus. Well, I've never been on a bus tour, but the bus tour was trash.
Oh, you got on a hop on, hop off bus.
I got on the iconic New York transportation.
Okay.
It was no narration. He just said, "Yeah, just get on the bus." We went to the top of the double decker. We just started rolling.
Yeah, you needed
And I'm
them.
just like, well, damn. Like, is he gonna say where we at? We had to guess and Google stuff. Like, where we at? I said, okay, well, I see what this is about. I see what this is about. But I said, well, I probably won't be back on a Saturday or on the weekend. I told my girl we'll probably come on like when we come back.
Weekday. Well, if you're gonna be in the city, it doesn't matter what day you come. It's always gonna be crowded there.
Really,
It
even
doesn't
on like a
matter.
Tuesday?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The city is, yeah, it doesn't matter what day you come. It's always gonna be crowded.
Lord. Okay, so we just gonna have to be in and out. Like we gonna have to. But I know
you just gonna have to make some time for yeah. That's
yeah,
gonna
I'm gonna
be
just have to
happening
mentally
in the day you
prepare.
got some time and you're not rushing.
All right. Yeah, see a
Mm-hmm.
couple theater shows, or like if we got a cruise out of New York or something like that, then
Mm-hmm.
yeah. But we was down there and we saw all the fake purses and we saw all the boosted clothes, and I said, "Ooh, I know where I'm
Yep.
coming to get my glasses from, though."
Take you to Canal Street.
All right, I'm coming to
Yep.
get all my glasses and all my jewelry
That's
right
right.
there. I said, "Drop me off right in front of his table and everything like that," because I said, "Oh yeah, now we talking." Because y'all know I like fake jewelry, so
Oh.
I like
Right,
fake
you need your
jewelry.
high value nurse piece.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to see if I could give me one for about $43. See if they can make that pop for me.
Oh
Because I said I
shoot.
seen Gucci purses, wallets, bags. I seen
Anything
all
you
kinds of stuff up there. I said that's why the women be so aggressive out there, because the dudes be trying to stunt with all the fake stuff. See, here we can get away with that here.
Yeah.
Can't impress the ladies over there that easy like that, because they know everything fake too. You gotta cut
Exactly.
tags and everything. So
We know exactly where you got it from now.
exactly. So shout out any New York boosters. Holla at me. I will be coming down there, and it's only an hour and a half flight, and the flights ain't that expensive. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I know where I'm coming to get my merch. That's for sure. So, but I appreciate you coming up here, chopping it up.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Anything you wanted to add or anything like that before we end
No,
it?
I think you pretty much said everything. Like I concur, but like I said, the homelessness on the subway here, like that's a common thing for us New Yorkers here, and yeah.
Let me
It is
ask you this
sad,
one more
but
time. I got one question for you, Miss T.
Mhm.
And I mean this, and I asked this the other day, and I mean this with the utmost respect. But
Mhm.
why are the ladies in New York so aggressive?
Because we gotta be aggressive.
I'm talking about and
Why
not
you
just
say aggressive?
all kind of women, like not
I
just black
mean,
women. I seen white women, Italian women, just dragging they dudes. Come on, come on. With that real heavy New York accent.
that
Word is,
swag.
you know what I'm saying?
Like
Like,
I don't know.
why you so aggressive?
I don't know. Maybe it's the dudes. Like New York, like I don't know. You gotta learn how to move in a room full of vultures. And that's
Man,
why we're aggressive. Like
I never
you
seen nothing like that.
you have to be street smart. You gotta know how to take care of yourself because you will be prey.
I
And
see.
yeah, you will be prey. And if you don't want to be prey, then you gotta toughen up.
I seen some of the lady rappers out, the little independent lady rappers out there.
Uh-huh.
They talking about killing, gang banging, I'll cut your throat, all that. I said, my God.
Look, all of us women are not like that. We
Oh,
are
I know,
soft
I
and
know,
gentle inside.
I know. But I said, Lord, have mercy. It'll be hard to take one of them on a date. Shoot. But Miss
Oh,
T, I
goodness.
appreciate you coming up here.
I
Um,
appreciate you too.
and I'm about to end the show, but
All
I
right.
really appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody that's watching. And if you ever want to come up again, you more than welcome.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
All right.
Shout out to Miss T, y'all, for helping me and coming up here. But I think I'm finna wrap this thing up. I appreciate y'all for rocking with your mans for the last couple hours. It's been a great show as always. And as we always say, if you don't do nothing else, get paid, young nurse, get paid. Peace.